3 Hot, 3 Not. This is the series in which I take a look at the 3 hottest wrestlers coming out of the PLE, or the 3 not hottest wrestlers coming out of the PLE. Ice cold, if you will. And SummerSlam is going to be hard to do because there are so many hot wrestlers right now. Wrestling is so freaking hot. And there weren't a lot of losers that came out of SummerSlam either. Even the ones that lost still look good in defeat. But first, I want to ask you guys to subscribe and comment. Doing so, you can win this Stone Cold Steve Austin Smoking Skull replica, not toy, belt, or you can win one of those belts, Wing Eagle, or the Undisputed title. All you gotta do, comment. At 10,000 subscribers, I will pick a winner and mail the belt, and then I'll do the contest all over again. Why am I doing that? Because I want to share the wrestling love, and selfishly, I want to become a full-time YouTuber, so I need subscribers, I need engagement. So let's get on with the video. The first hottest wrestler or wrestlers coming out of SummerSlam, the Judgment Day. Judgment Day is 2.5 years old, and they are hotter than ever. Now, you could argue that they don't exist right now, but until we see Monday, they are still a thing, and boy, howdy, a lot freaking happened. We had Dominic Mysterio turning on Rhea Ripley, going with Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley having a great match, losing her Dom, and then later on in the night, Damian Priest finally making himself look like a super strong champion, having a great match against Gunther, and then Finn Balor stepping out of the shadow, remembering that he's an awesome singles wrestler, turns on Damian Priest, and everybody is just like, what the heck is going on? There are so many things in Judgment Day happening right now that even JD McDonough posting on Instagram, just tearing the Judgment Day shirt apart, saying, I didn't like this shirt anyways. That made the headlines. Judgment Day is so hot right now, and I don't think that they are going to be dissolved and broken up. I actually think it's going to be a new Judgment Day with Finn now leading, and he was the leader at one point before. I think he's going to take his rightful place, and then Damian Priest and Rhea are going to go off and do their own thing. Well, first they'll feud, and that just, yeah, Judgment Day, so many questions, so much intrigue with everybody involved right now. This is a good thing. We're in the next chapter of Judgment Day, and red hot. Who is not? Cody Rhodes. Yeah, this is his second time on my not hot list, and yeah, it sucks, but I had to do it. First off, going into the PLE, he just looks like a schmuck. Yeah, he looks like a schmuck. He decides to say, hey, Bloodline rules, I'll do it, even though he got nothing in return. All his friends are getting destroyed, and he says, you know what? You know what would be a good thing? A match where anything can happen. And you can argue, well, he won the first one, so why not go again? Okay. So, yes, he won the first one. Yes, I know it's fake, but we gotta suspend our disbelief. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense for the Cody Rhodes character to want to be in a Bloodline rules match. Even if he won the first one, it doesn't make sense for him to do it unless he knows he has backup. And who is his backup? Orton and KO, people who have been proven to be beaten by the Bloodline over and over and over and over again. I'm sorry, not smart. And then he goes in and he has this grueling match with Solo Sikoa. It's very neck and neck, and the only reason he wins is because Roman Reigns decided to come back. We'll get to him later. Because spoiler alert, he's my number 3 hottest person right now. But yeah, Cody Rhodes only wins because his former arch nemesis decided to help him. And he didn't even help him because he liked him or that he won him over. He only helped him because he hated Solo more. Cody Rhodes did not look strong coming out of this. Damian Priest looked stronger in defeat than Cody looked in victory. Cody Rhodes is an afterthought in his own championship run, and I'm not saying Cody's road is boring, dull, or whatever, but I am saying they're not doing him any favors with these decisions and how they're booking his matches. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it. The number 2 hot wrestler right now, this one is super, super tough because almost everybody has claim to a hot spot coming out of SummerSlam. You got Braun Breaker winning the title. You got Drew McIntyre winning it as a whole. CM Punk in a huge storyline. And then Gunther wins the world title. It's just, there's so many people who deserve this spot, but I'm going to put it as LA Knight. Yeah, the reason why I'm giving it to LA Knight, yeah, is because this guy's been in the business for 22 2 years, and he finally now wins a title. This guy came to the main event scene just about 2 or 3 years too late. Once he made his main event debut against Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia, basically CM Punk came back. The Rock came back. We had to kick into high gear with the Cody Rhodes finishing his story. He was just kind of overshadowed by all these people, and it's not even wrong that it happened, because I definitely don't blame WWE for going with CM Punk and The Rock over LA Knight, but at the same time, I just wish LA Knight had a little more time in that main event spotlight. So he kind of fell down the card, but he kept going. His drive was still there. His interaction with the crowd was always there, and now he's the U.S. champion. And you could be like, oh, well, the U.S. champion kind of sucks. Well, let me tell you something. The Intercontinental title kind of sucked, and then Gunther got it, made it something, and now look where Gunther is. So LA Knight, he's coming out with a win over Logan Paul, so that alone is going to get a lot of eyes on who LA Knight is, because Logan Paul is a huge megastar outside of WWE. Within WWE, LA Knight is the guy who dethroned him, and now if he can take this U.S. title and do what Gunther did, well, then he's going to be in a prime spot to be inserted right into the main event. Who knows? Maybe next year, if he loses the title at Mania, we could just do a repeat. He wins the King of the Ring, and he goes on to win the world title. That would be something. And LA Knight, yeah, I think right now, super, super hot. I just hope they book him super, super well. The number 2 not hot wrestler is Otis. What the heck happened to this guy? This guy was in a situation where the entire crowd, no matter where he went, was just rabid for him to punch Chad Gable in his face, and he never did. And they just prolonged it and prolonged it and prolonged it to the point that nobody cared. This should have been a no-brainer SummerSlam match, Chad Gable versus Otis, where Otis gets his revenge as the student, but yeah, nothing. He was regulated to a Manscaped commercial. Hey, no shade to Manscaped, because if Manscaped wants to sponsor me, I would have a heart attack. I'd be like, I've made it. I've made it. There's somebody who wants to sponsor the channel. I've made it. But when you're Otis, a wrestler in WWE who's coming off of a storyline in which he was an abused pupil, no match and a YouTube commercial is not where you want to be on the card. I am sorry, but they had a built-in storyline, one that I didn't think was possible to be messed up, and yet it got messed up. We could say Triple H is cooking all day long, but I guess every once in a while a cook ruins a dish, and the Otis recipe has been completely destroyed. Wow, did they miss that opportunity. Chad Gable should have been completely just destroyed by Otis for at least one confrontation. What happened to Otis? That should be studied so it can never be repeated. The number 3 not hot wrestler, that's right, we're doing 2 not hots in a row, so the number 3 hot wrestler, Roman Reigns, can be the last one, because Roman Reigns should always be last on the card. He's the main event, and we acknowledge you, Roman. But the number 3 not hot wrestler, Jey Uso. Gotta put Jey Uso on here, because where the heck is he? This dude went from being the poster boy of the last PLE to nowhere even on the card. Heck, he didn't even get a Manscaped commercial. That's where he is. He got nothing. He is nowhere. Now, I'm sure he's going to get wrangled into this bloodline civil war, but as of right now, Mr. Yeet himself, the man of the people, got nowhere, got nothing, wasn't even mentioned. I am sorry, but like, what? It's like crazy how popular this guy was coming out of WrestleMania 40, and he's got nothing. And he's been doing nothing. Yeah, he got one PLE main event against Damian Priest, and then after that, nothing. Just nowhere. And no direction. Nothing. That's the phrase when it comes to Jey Uso. Not eat, but nothing. Creative's got nothing for him, and I just don't get it. You can see that the crowd loves him. Figure it out. Write him a storyline. Do something with him. But, ugh, poor Jey Uso. And it sucks. I want him to be back in the Bloodline storyline, but I don't want that to be his only thing. I don't want him to be a one-trick pony. And you can be like, well, his is one trick. No, I'm sorry. The crowd actually connects with Jey Uso. You got to do something more with him. Give him a storyline, because what you're doing with him, if he's only in the Bloodline, That's wasted potential. And the number 1 hot wrestler is Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's an easy one. We've been waiting since WrestleMania 40 for him to come back. In fact, the moment 1, 2, 3 happened at WrestleMania 40, we were like, when's he coming back? Roman Reigns just coming out there is the reason why Cody Rhodes was in the main event. The Cody Rhodes main event with Solo Sikoa was not anything to write home about. It was an okay main event, but the only reason why it's as good as it is because of Roman's reappearance. His return made that match. That is the only thing that people are going to talk about when it comes to Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa, other than the fact that Jacob Fatu actually might be injured. Oh, I pray that he's just doing an amazing sell job. But back to Roman Reigns. Yeah, for real, the only talking point out of this match, other than a potential injury, is Roman Reigns' return. And yeah, Roman Reigns, whew, I can't wait to see what happens. I acknowledge you, Roman. You are the hottest wrestlers coming out of SummerSlam, even though you just did like 2 moves. But hey, you know, when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And that is my 3 hot, 3 not for SummerSlam 2024. What do you think? Who did I miss? Plenty of guys and girls who should have been on this list. This was a tough one when it came to narrowing down the 3 hottest wrestlers because SummerSlam did so many people favors. So many people favors. It was mwah, chef's kiss for the most part because poor Otis, poor Jay, and Cody. I don't know what to tell you, dude. You're going to get colder and colder if you don't do something to heat up your title reign because now you're in the shadow of the tribal chief. And you always were, but now he's present. Now he's present. You got to do something, dude. You got to do something. Guys, girls, have a great day.